What's up, you guys? My name is M here, also known as Raph. There's a lot of stuff that we have to get to during the past FighterZ beta that we currently had. Literally last weekend, it was amazing. I had a lot of fun. There were some good things, some bad things, and there was a disappointment within the beta. But we will talk about that all within this video. I want to talk about what they could do to improve the game, what things that they should remove, what things they should add, all that sort of stuff, so that hopefully the developers could find this game or this video and hopefully use this to improve on certain aspects of the game that were still either there or still needed a little bit more working on. So without further ado, guys, let's just jump right in here. Let's talk about the FighterZ beta that happened last weekend. So something that I want to just get off right out the way, something that I think is absolutely fantastic in this game, is the attention to the details within the game. I didn't notice it at first, but the attention to detail within FighterZ is absolutely amazing. The way that characters interact with each other is great. It brings back that Injustice 2 type of vibe, type of feeling, which is really good because I loved it when characters can interact with each other during the game, when they are talking, when they are showing off the way that they are speaking to specific people. Like, for example, there was a scene where Goku is talking to Frieza, and they remember their whole feud that they had and how they're going to get revenge on each other, which is really nice, and I really do enjoy that. I really think that that's a great piece of detail that FighterZ does very correctly. Another thing that FighterZ has, or some of the greater pros that FighterZ has, is its auto comboing. At first, I didn't know how I was going to feel about it because the way that Marvel vs. Capcom did its Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite did its auto combos was not really done very well. There was an option to turn it off, but even then, it still didn't feel like a Marvel vs. Capcom game, especially since you only had 2 rather than 3, and then not even all the characters were there, so you were missing characters such as Wolverine, Deadpool, and whatnot, which kind of sucked, and we really wanted those characters to be in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but unfortunately, they just couldn't be there, and the game kind of crashed. And so when I heard that auto combos was going to be in the game for FighterZ, and I heard that not everybody from the roster of Dragon Ball is going to be a playable character within FighterZ, it kind of got me worried because I was trying to, see if it was going to feel like another Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite type of thing, and it was very disheartening to hear that, and I really did want them to include a lot more characters. I do think that there will be more characters in time due to DLCs and whatnot. It's just that I really want them there from the base, from the get-go, which is really cool. But auto combos feel really nice. I think that it works for a game like this. It makes Dragon Ball FighterZ very unique, and I really do appreciate it. And I like that they stuck with the whole auto combos being a whole ordeal and a thing that I really do like. Another thing that I really think is great about the game is the ranking system. In most games, in most fighting games, in most anything like MOBAs or League of Legends or whatever it is, you lose a lot more points than you gain, so which means that you have to be constantly on a winning grind spree that which I kind of really didn't like to see within those type of games, because it made it feel like getting to gold, getting to silver, getting to even like a high ranking in a specific game was going to be almost impossible, or you really had to challenge yourself and push yourself so that you would get to those specific ranks. With FighterZ though, the way that the ranking system works, it's really good because it shows off a lot more, and it allows you to attain specific ranks that you may or may not have been able to get before. The way it is that when you win, you get a ton of BP. Those points are racked up a lot more faster when you win. Even when you lose, you might not lose all that BP that when you would win. It was still fair. It still made it seem like it was attainable to gain more BP and go to the next rank, which was really nice. That's something I really do appreciate it. Another pro with FighterZ is the way that they introduce grabbing in this game. So if you guys don't know how they do it, it's basically like a mini Dragon Rush, and Basically, instead of rather grabbing an opponent and chain grabbing them, because that's what a lot of fighting games have a problem with, grabs in this game make it so that you would grab them and then immediately be able to use a combo extender on them. You can't spam it, you cannot continuously grab your opponents, which I really like, because it's a huge problem within a lot of fighting games where people would just spam grabs, especially in Street Fighter V. Chain grabbing is a massive problem in Street Fighter V, and I really liked how they addressed that situation and made it even better in FighterZ, which makes it amazing. And the last thing that I truly liked about the FighterZ beta was dramatic finishes. Now, I never actually got one of those dramatic finishes myself, but I looked into it and there are dramatic finishes within the game, which is really good. There was one where Goku talks to Frieza and they have that whole dramatic finish on Namek when Goku's about to leave and Frieza tries to shoot him again. Even though they do get some of the lines wrong within that dramatic finish, I still like the whole thing that they do show off within the game. I think that's amazing, and I think it works very well. Now that we got through all the pros within the video, I think we should talk about the cons, because there are a bit of cons within the game. There is a few things that they need to fix, some things that they just have to work on, because like they said, it's a beta, it's not fully done yet, it's not ready 100%, so I'd really like them to address these specific problems within the game, because it's something that I really do want to say. So one thing that I did notice within FighterZ was you had to press start in order to get into a match. This is a massive problem because a lot of people would be AFK looking at like something else like Twitter or whatever they're doing within their lives, and they would not hit the start button so that they would get into the fighting game. I really dislike that because it made the queue times a little bit longer, which kind of sucks. Even though you would find a match relatively quickly, I still feel like there should have been a full-on window that was there so that people would be able to see the whole thing when it came up to a ranked match or a casual match, and they wouldn't be able to miss it. Another thing that I hated about the start button was that sometimes I would accidentally hit another button. For example, if I was close enough to the square button with my thumb and I hit the square button, I'd instantly lose the opportunity to play that game, which really does suck. Something that they need to, I think it's something that they need to address and fix. It definitely needs to be a little bit better so that the player isn't forced into hitting start and then going into the match. I think that it is easily avoidable, but I still feel like that's a huge problem and a nitpick of mine that definitely needs to be addressed within the FighterZ beta. I think that a window prompt would be a lot nicer. You just hit square, or no, you hit X, and all you do is just jump right into the fight, which would have been a lot nicer than hitting start and then going into the menu like that. Something that I really did also not like was the fact that some of the dubs weren't lip synced. So when I was getting into fights and the pre-cutscene would start playing, I would have a lot of times where the characters' mouths would continuously keep moving, but they weren't saying anything, which was a little bit weird.
Now then, I guess I'll destroy you now.
I think the lip sync needs a little bit more work. It just needs a small touch-up. It's nothing too big. I was a little bit disappointed in that, to be fair. I think that they could have done a much better job with lip syncing, but it is still beta. I'm really hoping and really excited to see where they would go with this. I really do want them to make that part of the beta better, or at least the game better, because lip syncing from the dub looks very weird sometimes, and I really hope that they fix it. Another thing that I did not like was the fact of changing characters. Now within other games such as Skullgirls or Marvel vs. Capcom, whenever you would hit the change character button, you would instantly change your character, and that was it. You didn't have to do anything. But within FighterZ, the way that they change characters is a little bit more different, because you'd have to hold the button, and sometimes when you were in a specific part. Sometimes when you were just open and you were ready to change characters, it just would not change for me specifically. And I've tested this multiple times. It's just, it will not change, and I really hope that they can make this a little bit more faster within the whole change of characters. I do think that this is a little bit of a work in progress, and this is a little bit of a nitpick for me personally. You probably were able to change characters a lot faster. It's just that whenever I was in specific ways, or when an opponent was comboing me to death and like I was able to change my character, they would not allow me to change characters, which kind of sucked. Other than those few complaints, I really don't have a lot more to say about the game. I think the game is absolutely amazing and it's really fun. I do hope that Bandai Namco could do a little bit more touch-ups here and there to fix the game fully, but I really did enjoy the beta. I think the experience was great, and I really do think that they have a game that is going to satisfy people in the time to come. But if you guys do think so differently, or if you guys have your own pros and cons that you would like to address to me, make sure that you guys go into the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys truly enjoyed about the game, and also tell me what you didn't enjoy about the game, and I will get to all of them. And I'd hopefully like to do another follow-up video that would, you know, put out a little bit more problems that they had within the beta, which would be absolutely amazing, or if not, a lot more great things that they saw within the beta. If you guys did like the video, make sure that you guys leave a like, and I will talk to you guys in the next video, guys. My name's Adam, also known as Raph, and I'll see you guys later, dudes. Thanks for watching.